Jeff Surber, Operations Section Chief with Great Basin Team 1. It is the morning update for September 3rd. And to start off today, I'll start off at the tail end of the fire again. We continue to have a presence out here, mostly mop up and backhaul of all the equipment that was put out, over the last several weeks. Things like hose and pumps and all those kinds of things so that they can be redeployed out towards the front of the fire. So that's kind of what's going on in the back. No factors as far as the fire activity is concerned there. Moving over to Division UU, which is behind Taylorsville. I've spoken several times about a planned burning operation behind Taylorsville. We're taking it real slow. Continue to hit this spot in here that spotted out a week or two ago and continues to kind of roll out, but it never really has gained much intensity, so we feel like we have time. We have a limited number of resources, and this will soak up some resources for 2 to 3 days on this operation that we need to do over there. But in the meantime, we have this large expanse of fire out here that continues to push. So what we're trying to do is time the initiation of this operation with trying to work on this at the same time. So we're kind of playing that timing game between these two operations, but that's kind of what's planned for the Taylorsville area. Coming around on our Division RR that runs from Grizzly Mountain all the way over to Davis Lake, that's looking real good. It's looking much more solid. You can see the dots on the map are scattered heat, and the lines on the map signify intense heat. So a lot of this is just still scattered hot spots, but not real intense. And then one of the last areas, this area is shown as scattered heat because it was more grassy understory, and some of the trees didn't even burn. It was just a grass fire, so it's cooling down a lot more rapidly than this right here. This was one of the last burned areas that actually has timber in it that's holding more heat. So that's why that looks like that on the map today. But the concern we have there today is shifting winds. We've been told by our incident meteorologist that the winds will kind of be shifty today, not strong, but shifting around from different directions. That can lead to a spot fire occurring when a tree torches out inside the line. It'll throw embers across the line. So we have people all lined out along here. One thing I should mention today is that we have a half battalion of Army from, hopefully I say this right, base of, I won't say exactly where they're from because Joint Base Lewis McChord, I believe, is where they're from. They're an Army battalion, and it's a half a battalion, about 250 folks out here to help us out on the line. So we're going to have them deployed both over in the Genesee area and on RR. We got them deployed entirely throughout this fire. All those extra folks now to help us mop up and throw hose lays down and start pumps and do all those kinds of things like we normally do. They've been trained up in the last couple of days to be able to help us out, and they'll be out on the line today. So coming around onto our Division Quebec, which goes from Davis Lake up onto Turner Ridge and extends out to the 177 road. We had a successful operation over on Turner Ridge yesterday. Tons of aircraft, tons of hard work went in there with hand crews and everything else to get a lot of retardant and try to hold this. I'm feeling, I've been told they're starting to feel a little bit better about its ability to keep it in check right here where it is right now, where it's shown on the map, and we'll hope for the best with those shifting winds today to hold on to what we gained yesterday right there on Turner Ridge. Coming up from Clover Valley to the 177 road, this stretch in here is completely dozer lined. It is not necessarily secure yet. It's got line on it, but it's not plumbed with hose or water, pumps and all that. So again, the opportunity for that fire to be able to spot over is still there. So we're working on getting that more secure today. Moving up into where the fire crossed the 177 road and made a pretty good advance towards the sugar fire from the Beckworth complex. What we plan to do out there is strengthen our lines that will prevent the fire from moving farther south into the Dixie Valley community. And we have lots of dozers out here working from both directions around that, working from both directions on this chunk of fire that went from the 01 road to all the way out to the rim above Milford. We have a lot of equipment up here. We're pushing more stuff as it frees up from the Lake Davis area or from our structure group out here to protect the structures in Dixie Valley and beyond. We're working with our West Zone folks out here on the 395 corridor. They have a lot of resources deployed, a lot of engines. They've put in a lot of dozer line around any of the structures. You can kind of see Milford is over here. Where this fire is hung up now is a less populated area, but those structures there are just as important as any structures anywhere else. So what we've done is we've put dozer line behind them. The last 3 loads of retardant last night, just before dark, were put behind those structures. That's fixed wing retardant, and we dropped that right behind those structures along the dozer line to protect those in the event this fire comes off the top. You can kind of see where in our division Papa, where it expanded out yesterday. I spent some time up at the Black Mountain repeater, or at the repeater and the lookout up there, watching this fire. It did not expand much to the northwest, but it was able, with a little bit of north wind, to kind of push its way out, and it's hanging up on top of that escarpment above the 395 corridor. So there is about 4 miles of active fire up on top that doesn't have line on it yet. We're flanking the fire, kind of coming back this way to try to prevent this fire from coming out this way, while at the same time letting our current fire run into the sugar fire. You can see that there's only about a half a mile left between where our current fire is and the sugar fire from a few months ago, or a month or two ago. So it will reach, more than likely, it'll reach and fill this in. But what we're trying to do right now, our top priority, is to deal with what's up on top of the rim and try to prevent the fire spread from coming down and impacting that 395 corridor, closing the highway, dealing with structure protection as much as we can. That's really rough ground, as everybody that's watching this probably knows, and we will likely be catching some of that fire down at the bottom rather than being able to catch it mid-slope or getting dozers all the way around it up on top, just because of timing, the weather. This fire moves even when there is no wind. It moves fairly quickly even when there's no wind on it, because it's so dry. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.